People all over the world today are anxious and depressed and confused as to why. It's because our minds are just really tired. It's because we've forgotten what a human being is and therefore what a human being does. We were created to run on the fuel of God. And the fuel that I'm talking about is trust in God. When your human tank is full of God, when you trust Him, you can take a break from trying to figure out your whole life all the time. When you fill up on God, you'll exude this joie de vivre, that life is beautiful. You'll have peace and joy and the things that we as Christians call the fruit of the Spirit. You'll stop being anxious about the future. You'll stop stressing about the things that you don't have yet. Stop waiting until you have more money to be happy. You'll be able to be present with those that you love. This contentedness in life doesn't mean that you stop having big goals for the future or that you don't try hard anymore. It just means that you can be at peace with the progress that you're making. It means that material things and levels of achievement won't determine your happiness. When you trust God, you'll be able to enjoy the journey of all of life rather than just the few brief moments on the mountaintops. But it's really hard to trust God with all areas of your life. Because when you have everyone and everything trying to grab your attention and show you what you need or what you don't have yet, it's easy to forget what you do have and who gave it to you. Just watching the news today is enough to make you doubt whether God is good or whether He's in control. High stress environments, like a high pressure job or a year in quarantine or an hour on Facebook, burns your God fuel. It depletes your trust in God like an F-15 going Mach 2 with full afterburners. Depression and anxiety and boredom and unfulfillment in your job and a marriage that feels flat are all signs that your tank is close to empty. And if we don't take care of ourselves and fill up on God, it's easy to misdiagnose and then mistreat the problems in our life, thereby making our lives a lot more complicated. If you constantly find yourself frustrated with your boss or annoyed with your spouse or bored with your friends and you can't be present with anyone, you might start to think that the problem is other people, or you might think it's the city that you live in. In either case, the solution that presents itself is often quitting your job or your marriage or moving to a new city, abandoning everything. Or if you can't do any of those things, you'll probably just check out and watch funny videos on Instagram and YouTube. The reality is that external factors aren't usually the problem. Most of the time, the problem is that we're not taking care of ourselves. We need to constantly refuel on God. As St. Paul says, pray without ceasing. And in this free course, I'm going to show you a simple and fun way to do just that. This isn't another academic Bible study. I'm not going to give you some esoteric knowledge of God that you didn't have before. But what I will give you is a practical daily framework for your mental, physical, and spiritual health. I'll show you how to put into action all the things that you've already learned about God so that you can actually grow your faith and trust in Him. And that's where the joy and the life and the peace is to be found, in the experiential knowledge of God. Trusting Him based on His prior provision in your life. You took a step into the unknown and He caught you. Therefore, you can take another step towards the dreams that He's planted into your heart.